So these are calculation questions from past papers for GCSE. So this includes theme 1 and 2 both. So this question is about the business sold 340 units in this month. So fixed costs are given, variable costs are given, and you're supposed to calculate the total costs. So always start with the formula. Total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable costs. So fixed costs are given 3600, variable cost is given per unit, and there are 340 units. So you do 9 times 340, that's 3060. Add fixed cost and variable, so the answer is 6660. So here revenue and costs are given on the graph, and the question is calculate total profit for the period January to March. So basically you have to calculate profit for January, February and March. So profit is revenues minus cost. So calculate for January. Revenues is the dark one, and total cost is the grayish bar, and when you subtract that, that's 4000. For February the profit is 4000. For March it's negative 2000 because costs are higher than revenues. You add them all, so the answer is 6000. So this is break-even question for a case study question. You're given the raw materials cost, packaging cost, fixed cost, selling price, and you're supposed to calculate break-even. Start with the formula. Break-even is fixed cost divided by selling price minus variable cost. Fixed cost picked from the box 2730. Selling price is 2, and remove the cost of variable. Here variable cost is raw material plus packaging, and you get 2100 desserts. In May, suppliers increased the cost of raw materials by 4%. Using the information in table 2, the previous table, calculate the variable cost per dessert following the increase in the cost of raw materials. So the initial cost of raw materials was 0.5. So 4% of 0.5 added to the original cost, so it should be 0.52. And the question is to calculate variable cost. In this question, is variable cost is raw material plus packaging. So the new raw material cost is 0.52 and the packaging cost is 0.2, so the answer is 0.72. This is about new machinery that a business wants to purchase. Average annual profit is given, cost of new machine is given, and you are supposed to calculate the average rate of return. Always start with the formula. Average rate of return is average annual profit divided by cost of investment times 100. So in the table, pick annual profit, average annual profit divided by cost of machine times 100, and the answer should be 25%. So here you have to calculate the percentage increase in sales revenue from 2015 to 2016. Normally you are advised to show your workings. So if the answer is correct, you'll get full marks, but it's always good to show your workings, because just in case if the calculation is wrong, at least you'll get the marks for formula and putting in the values correctly. So percentage change is a common question, and the formula is new figure minus old figure divided by old times 100. So in this case, the new figure of 2016 minus old figure of 2015 divided by 2015 figure times 100, and the answer is 100%. So this is about, we have given the performance table, and the question is cost of sales. Calculate cost of sales. So you are given gross profit, sales revenue. The formula is gross profit is equal to sales revenue minus cost of sales. And if you rearrange, cost of sales should be gross profit minus sales revenue. Put in the values and you get the answer. Then you are supposed to calculate the gross profit margin. The formula is gross profit divided by revenue times 100. Put in the values, and gross profit margin is a percentage, so the answer is 72.61%. So this pie chart gives the market share of UK supermarkets, and the question is identify the UK supermarket with a larger market share than Sainsbury's. So spot the one which is Sainsbury, that's 16.0. The one which is larger than that is 27.8, which is Tesco. So it contains information about cash payments. In 1 month, the business sold 200 units. All customers paid in cash, and you're supposed to calculate net cash flow. Start with the formula. Net cash flow is cash inflow minus outflow. Calculate the inflows. Inflow is your money coming in, so selling price times units sold, that's £3,000. Cash outflow are the payments, so rent is paid, wages are paid, advertising is paid, so add all three of them and then calculate net cash flow. You should have the answer £1350. So this is about total costs are given, and the question is calculate the percentage change in total costs between May and July. So again, use the formula new minus old divided by old figure times 100. Put in the values and the answer should be 60%. So table is given and you're supposed to calculate the gross profit made by the business. Gross profit is sales revenue minus cost of sales. Put in the values and you'll get the answer, £480,000. So this is stock control graph. So it gives you the delivery of chicken portions to KFCs in February 2018. During this time, it received 2 deliveries of chicken portions A and B. And you're supposed to calculate the size of order of A. So for calculating the size of order, you have to calculate the straight line, which is maximum amount minus minimum amount. So the maximum is the top dotted line minus the bottom dotted line. 1300 minus 100 is equal to 1200. Then the B is asking for calculate the number of days when the restaurant ran out of chicken. So if you look at x-axis, the one after 20, after 22, there is no stock. So it has reached 0 and the new stock came on day 26. So 26 minus 22, 4 days it was without chicken. So this figure shows the change in Iceland sales revenue between 2013 and 2017. And the question is asking for identify the year with the smallest percentage change in Iceland sales revenue. So if you look at it, the smallest percentage change is 1.1. So that's 2013. So next is to calculate the cash flow forecast is given and you're supposed to calculate the 2 missing figures. So closing balance is net cash flow plus opening balance. So if you add 4400 plus 600, it's 5000. And same if you rearrange the values, you get 4300 for the second one. So again, this question is on percentage change or percentage decrease from January to March. New minus old divided by old times 100. So put in the values, you'll see it's negative 37.86 because it's decreasing. So this table gives the value of pound and euros. So that's the exchange rate. And in the first line, first sentence, you'll see the price of hotel room in Munich in 2010 was 100 euros. So the question is asking the value of the hotel room in pounds. So if you look at it, you'll divide. So it's 1 divided by 1.23 euros. And if you multiply by 100, because that's a price, you should get 81.30. So then the next part is in 2019, the cost had increased to 130. And if you calculate by dividing again, the answer should be 115.04 pounds. So again, a graph is given and it's identify what percentage of entrepreneurs were in the same age range as Justin. So this is basically about the case study. If you read the case study properly, you'll see the age range is 16 to 34. So pick that one, the first one, 10%. Then here's the financial information and the question is to calculate net profit. Net profit is gross profit minus expenses. So if gross profit is 575,000 minus 200,000, so the answer should be 375,000. So this pie chart shows the market share of each business in the market. Calculate the market share of business E. So basically it should be 100%. So 100 minus all others, you'll get the market share of E. So that's 8.2%. So the table contains the information about price of Tesla between 2017 and 2019. And the question is calculate the price reduction in the price between 2017 and 2019. So new minus old divided by old times 100. So it's in minus because it's decreasing. So it's 30%. And then calculate the average price of Tesla Model 3 over the 3-year period. So average is always calculated by adding them up and divided by number. So if it's for 3 years, divide by 3, so the answer is $42,000. So the share price is given over time. You have to identify the year when ASOS share price was higher than 70. So you can see the red line, and it was in January 2018. So this question is to calculate the margin of safety. The formula of margin of safety is current sales minus break-even sales. So current sales is number of sales given 2700 minus break-even sales is 1500. So the answer should be 1200 units. So the graph, it's cash flow of a business from May to August. So the dotted line is cash inflows and the hard line is cash outflows. And the question is calculate the total net cash flow from May to August. So you have to calculate net cash flow for May, June, July and August. So cash inflow minus outflow, you do that and add them, so the answer should be 5,000. So this is about loan required, total repayments and length of loan, and the question is calculate the interest on loan as a percentage of the total amount borrowed. So the formula is repayment minus borrowed amount divided by borrowed amount times 100. Put in the values, the answer should be 11%. So the question is calculate the monthly repayments for the loan. So the repayment divided by 36 because it was for 3 years, so the answer should be 308.33. So this one is to basically read the pie chart, identify which social media platform was the second largest in the UK in 2019. So if you look at it, Facebook is the largest, 40%, and then after that it's LinkedIn, 27%. So it's asking for the second largest, so use LinkedIn as an answer. So this is again the stock control chart, and the question is which one of the following is the minimum level of stock held by the business. So that's the red line you can see, so it's 600 units. Here you have to calculate average rate of return, average annual profit divided by cost of investment, put in the values, so the answer is 100%. So here the sales revenues for each of its 4 locations is given. Calculate the average sales, so just add all the revenues divided by 4, so the answer should be 50,000. So this is about Greg's financial performance. The question is asking for gross profits. The formula is sales revenue minus cost of sales. Both of them are given. Just put in the values and calculate, and you should get gross profit. So this is about gross profit margin, net profit margin. So the net profit margin is equal to net profit divided by sales revenue times 100. Put in the values and you'll get the answer. This one is about identify the social media site that generated the smallest percentage of customers for JD Sports. So if you look at it, its smallest percentage is 1.33, and that's for Vcon Tate.